What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. It seems like this is like the 10th or 11th video I've recorded within the past 24 hours. I did a live stream and then all these trades have been happening. I'm just going to give my quick thoughts on the winners and losers basically today. Real quick off the top of my head, I really like what Carolina did and I really like what the Oilers did. That's me personally. I like the Vegas move. We'll get to that as well. There are the multiple Vegas moves. But the losers, I mean, the Toronto Maple Leafs, technically you have to have them in there as a loser. I think the Calgary Flames did a good job of bringing in pieces, but I would still say that they didn't really acquire everything that they could have. But I think the Flames and Leafs are both in the exact same position in terms of they weren't really sure how much they could really put forward because both teams are not, you know, they're there, but they're not really there. Okay, so let's get into some trades that happened today. If you guys are new to this channel, I posted a ton of trade reactions already. So if you don't hear some of the trades from earlier on today, it's because I made dedicated videos to them. But then there just so many started coming in that I started to have to package them together because we seen big moves early on, like Pajot, Kreider. Like, there was big stuff going on. That Athanasiou deal was pretty big. But I'm going to talk about some other ones. I talked about the Simmons deal. The next one that I think was kind of nice was Nick Ritchie for Danton Heinen. Of course, the Ducks and Bruins making that swap. I like Ritchie, so I think that it's a good move for the Bruins, but I also really like the way Danton Heinen plays as well. So I think that's kind of a balanced out trade. I liked that one. We talked about the Athanasiou trade with the Oilers, and I really like what the Oilers did in bringing Tyler Anderson. Another quick type of player. He's got some skill. Add to the depth. You need to make this team better. Connor McDavid needs more players that are good around him. Same thing with Leon Draisaitl. This team just got better. I really liked it. A 5th round pick in 2021. Now, I won't be talking about all the conditions in these trades because I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's been a long day, and it's honestly just given me a massive headache with all the stuff that I've had to edit and put together. I hope you guys understand, but I just want to give my general thoughts on a lot of these moves. So like I said earlier, I really like what the Oilers did. I'm a huge Tyler Ennis guy. He's an underrated player. He just goes to where he needs to go, and he plays the game. So this is going to be a guy Oilers fans really like, and I'm so excited to watch some more late-night Oilers games. All right, Calgary Flames and Los Angeles Kings, Derek Forbort for a 4th round pick, 2021 conditional pick. Again, the Flames made another move as well. Eric Gustafsson for a 3rd round pick in 2020 conditional pick. So they were dishing out some mid to late picks to go after some defensemen, which makes sense. But like my good friend Audie James was saying, he was surprised that they didn't move out a defenseman out of Calgary. But with some of their injury trouble they've had, I think they were just going for more depth. A fairly big trade between the Penguins and Buffalo Sabres. Connor Sheary comes back to the Pittsburgh Penguins, and we all know what's going to happen. Sheary's going to light it up for Pittsburgh like he did before. It just happens in Pittsburgh. And Evan Rodriguez came with him for Dominic Cahoon. Cahoon's good. Like, he's very, very talented. So this is a trade that I think Pittsburgh probably had to bite their tongue before they made this deal. But again, I really like the move for both sides. Pittsburgh just knows how certain players play, and bringing back Connor Sheary, they clearly know what they're getting. All right, moving on. I'm not going to talk about every trade because some of them were kind of minor. This one was fairly big. Sami Vatanen to the banged-up Carolina Hurricanes. Of course, they got a bunch of injuries since basically like the last game against the Leafs that happened. They had Brett Pesce that was injured. Both their goaltenders injured, of course, in that big debacle game. But they needed to get a guy. He's injured right now, so whenever he's ready, we'll see how well he plays. Jan Kokinen or Kuokinen, don't know how to say his name, no disrespect, and Frederick Claesson, and a 4th round conditional pick. That was the price that you pay. Let me know down below, guys. Do you think that trade made a lot of sense? I'm not going to BS you guys. I'm not too sure on both those prospects, how good they are, but I actually do like the move for Carolina. This was one of my favorite moves of the day, hands down. Vegas and Chicago. Robin Lehner to Vegas for a 2nd round pick, Malcolm Subban and Slava Demin. So here's the thing. Now Vegas has Fleury and Lehner going into this playoff race and playoff run, hopefully. So 2 starting goaltenders, 2 guys that can take over that crease, and, you know, barring injury, I'm going to knock on wood. There's some over here. You know, I'm not the type of guy that likes to see guys get injured. So, you know, hopefully they both get to stick around, but you never know what could happen. Maybe they're just making sure that they always have a starter, which is a good luxury to have. So a really, really good move for Vegas. I love that move for them. Brady Shea for a first-round pick. Carolina acquiring Brady Shea for a first from giving a first to the New York Rangers. I'm not going to lie to you guys, not a huge fan of that trade. That's an overpayment. I like Brady Shea, but oh boy, that's a bit of an overpayment. Now this next trade, Barclay Goodrow to Tampa, San Jose, is, I think they're getting a first. It says to be determined. I'm not positive what the return is officially right now. There isn't really much on here. Oh, here we go. This is the trade. Wow, lucky. 28 seconds ago. They acquired a 2020 first-round pick and Anthony Greco from Tampa Bay in exchange for Barclay Goodrow and a 2020 third-round pick. So that's a really good trade. In terms of Barclay Goodrow is a good player, but I don't think he's worth a first-round pick. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Minor league transaction, Bob McKenzie just said the Islanders trade Matt Laredo to Toronto for Jordan Schmaltz. Okay, very minor deal. So again, just wanted to add that in there because I know there's a lot of Leaf fans here. Anyways, we have the Montreal Canadiens acquiring a fourth-round pick in 2021 for Nick Cousins in Vegas. Pretty decent deal there. I like Cousins, more depth for Vegas. Vancouver and New Jersey putting together a deal, Louis Domingue for Zane McIntyre. Again, Vancouver might be dealing with some injuries because it looks like Markstrom could be out for a while, which would suck. He's got some knee problems, so we'll have to see what happens there. But Domingue hasn't been all that great this year, but it's just depth for the Canucks. He'll back up Thatcher Demko tomorrow, I believe. Capitals and Anaheim swapping some players. Daniel Sprong going to the Capitals. Christian Drews is going to Anaheim. I've seen some Capitals fans kind of upset with this, but Daniel Sprong's a good player too. Just to swap to see if they can do better in other teams. Chicago and Philly just made a trade as well. TJ Brennan going to Chicago for Nathan Noel. TJ Brennan is a really good AHL talent, but he hasn't really, put that over into the NHL level in his career. Now, I'm just quickly checking Cap Friendly to see if any more deals were brought in last second, guys. I apologize. There's been a ton of moves. Sonny Milano to Anaheim for Devon Shore going to the Blue Jackets. Matt Irwin and a sixth-round pick to Anaheim. Corbinian Holzer to Nashville. Wow, Holzer's been a Duck for a long time. That's a pretty weird one to see. Marcus Hannikainen to Arizona for a conditional seventh-round pick in 2020. It doesn't look like there's a ton of other news. The Muzzin contract, that's not a trade. I think that I've touched on pretty much everything. I mentioned earlier that Jean-Gabriel Pageau, obviously I made the video of him going to the Islanders. His contract ended up being a $5 million average annual value. So, yeah, that's pretty much all of the moves that happened today. Please, I'd really appreciate it if you guys would subscribe to this account. Don't mind the background. I'm working on a very good background. I've said that multiple times before, but I am working on something right now. So yeah, thank you guys again. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Check out all my other videos. I've posted like 10 videos today. I'm exhausted. I haven't really ate too much, but I do appreciate you guys, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.